Hi, friends. Father Jim and I had a regular scheduled time to visit each other Wednesday this week at 4 o'clock. And around 2 o'clock, I received a text from Father Jim saying, "The cancer has spread. I'll tell you more at 4." As I walked in with the letters that you all sent and the notes and stories that the parish wrote in my hand and gave it over to him, he began to tell me what many of you read in the Caring Bridge this week. While holding my hand, he said, "The cancer has spread, not only to my neck, where it continues to grow, but to my spine, my ribs, my lungs, my pelvis, my hips, and my legs." And so as I wept, he handed me a handkerchief, and he continued to say, "The options are to have more surgery, which I am not going to do, to begin chemotherapy, which I am not going to do more radiation, which I am not going to do, or to have immunotherapy and palliative care, which I may choose to do either simultaneously or separately." But he is undecided at this point. None of the previous options would extend the quality of life for Father Jim, and he has been through so much already in this fight. He then said, "I have done everything that I wanted to do and see in this life: a renewed church, an outreach church, and a thriving community." His speech was notably compromised, but he is not in any pain. Every day, his speech becomes more compromised, impacting how well he can talk. It is important to note that Father Jim, when he responds to your text, responds by talking into his cell phone to respond to you. And so while many of you are sending texts, I encourage you to keep doing that, but please do not expect a response to all the texts that you send, because it makes it difficult for him. But know that he is receiving them, and he was thrilled and overwhelmed with your love in receiving your letters, recounting how impactful he has been in your lives. He is now clear that he will not be returning to church, and with a peaceful heart is preparing for the final stages of his life, which he thinks will be about 6 months. Some of you have asked if he could FaceTime you or if he could record a video. He is not feeling up to these kinds of requests, but wants to assure you that the memories that you have built together are etched in his mind and in his heart. We promised to fight and journey with Father Jim and take his lead. Well, he is leading us now in a way that works for him as he thinks about his life in this community and on our staff. Hearing or reading the news of these latest developments on the Caring Bridge, beautifully written by Reverend Mary, will bring many of you to tears, invoke a sense of fear, anger, maybe anxiety. It is okay to feel all of that. We often feel deeply when we love deeply. I have only been sitting with this news myself for less than 24 hours. I did not sleep well last night. I spent the morning gathering with the staff, sharing tears, supporting one another. And I want you to know that we are here for you, for each and every one of you. If you would like to come to church a half hour earlier, we will be here for you, to hold you, to be present to you as you need us. But what I will tell you is that while I held the pain of this news in one part of my heart, I also held gratitude for this beautiful man in another part of my heart, who has been a spiritual father to all of us. It's important to remember that he is still with us, and we have been given the gift of a process to begin letting go of him with great love. He wanted me to tell you how proud he is of this community, our pastoral leadership, and the staff. He said that he feels that the church is in great hands with Reverend Celia and I, and that makes him very happy. He spoke of the joy of not only learning so much from each one of you, but being grateful to hear that we have learned so much from him. At the close of our visit, he asked me to give him a blessing, and I did. I got to be the priest again to my spiritual father and friend. He's preparing to pass on the mantle of his legacy of an inclusive, outreach, anti-racist church to us all. Each of you are part of that legacy and part of that vision. Jim hopes that we will keep it going. You may be thinking you never thought the day would come where we wouldn't be able to ask his advice or share a struggle or get a hug or a smile. For many of you, you've been carrying that longing since May of this year, when he left his work on the staff to struggle against this illness. Unable to gather with our community for the last 6 months. Together, we are being asked to cherish all the memories we carry and the way in which he has poured into us. It is bringing him great joy, he said, to see our community becoming who we are being called to be. In his honor, as we hold grief and gratitude, we will continue to answer the call to be an inclusive, loving, outreach, and anti-racist church where all are welcomed and find a place to call home. Every time we're kind to the poor, we honor him. Every time we love one another, we honor him. Every time we accept the job of making the world a better place through our faith, we honor him. So I look forward to being with you this weekend with open arms and an open heart as we hold collective grief and gratitude and faith tenderly in our loving God, who Jim has been talking to daily. We've come too far, friends, together to give up now. We will get through this together as a family. I leave you with the words of Psalm 46, which was very helpful to me. God is our refuge and our strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. Though its waters roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surging, there is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. So may God continue to dwell in our hearts and be that river for us to draw from during these difficult times. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you this weekend. Take care.